You keep forgetting things. You want to remember what you've studied, remember people's names, remember where you left things and never have to worry about forgetting the important things. And yes, I am talking about the last time you forgot your partner's birthday. Get ready to not only develop a super mentalizer memory, but to understand one of the most exciting concepts I teach, the difference between brain memory and mind memory. If there's one thing I can promise you about today's lesson, it's that you'll never, ever forget it. Stay tuned. Have you ever experienced this situation? You studied long and hard, but when you actually sit for an exam, everything you've learned has mysteriously evaporated? Or maybe you have forgotten someone's name and you stand in front of that person tongue-tied and embarrassed? You suffer from a condition called Teflon brain. Nothing sticks to it. Okay, I admit that there is no such thing as a Teflon brain, but you get the idea. Memory lapses can be very frustrating and distressing. Once, I will teach you some of the most phenomenal and inspiring facts about our brain and memory, but today you will realize that your brain and mind can register so much more than you ever thought possible. Our memory content will be added to our memory portal at www.mentalizer.com/memory, so be sure to check this page often and stay involved in the process. Last week, we entered into the fascinating world of memories. We discussed the difference between brain memory and mind memory, and how people's memories are many times just a friction of their imagination. We were able to understand how the human brain is a tool, just like a computer, that has very limited functionality when it comes to registering and recalling information. We opened up for the possibility of having a super memory, understanding that in order to obtain this magnificent talent, we need to accept the fact that our process must be developed differently, that our brain can use a system that will allow us to access a much deeper memory level, which is what we will discuss today. But as always, if this video was recommended to you by YouTube and you've never seen me before, you shouldn't continue to watch this video. It will hurt your ability to master what I teach. It's like trying to win a marathon by going backwards. So stop. Take a step back. Click my channel so you can subscribe and start following my program, How to Be a Mentalizer, from Lesson 1. Each lesson I teach in my program is actually building on top of previous lessons, and you might get lost if you're not diligently following all the steps from Lesson 1 forward, watching my lessons as much as needed to master the special techniques and knowledge I share. But for my existing students, I want to promise you something that was never promised before on YouTube. If you will follow my guidance and practice as I request, in 30 days from now, you will see such a huge increase in your memorization abilities. You will be able to remember double, I'll repeat it, double of what you are currently able to remember. Now, this is my promise, but you need to keep your promise too, which is to follow my lessons, meditate, declutter your mind, and practice, practice, practice. Why we can't remember? Let's understand why we can't remember in the first place. Assuming you have no health problems that could explain memory loss, there could be several different reasons. For example, you may not have consciously registered the information when you first learned it. Or maybe you did register it, but have not retained it. Most likely, you registered it in the brain memory, which has minimal access options for recalling the data. No worries, we will expand on this shortly. Everyone, and not just the elephants, can benefit from super memory because it is so useful in daily life, no matter who you are and what you do. People who have excellent memory have better chances of becoming more successful in their academic or career pursuits, not to mention remembering to bring flowers on your anniversary. For a mentalizer, it is also an essential skill. As I mentioned in previous chapters, a mentalizer should have the ability to focus, observe, analyze, and process the clues he collects. But what good would all that work be if he cannot retain this information, commit it to his memory, and recall it later? Understanding how the human mind works and the way most people develop their memories and remember things will also give you a huge edge when analyzing someone's behavior. And what if I told you that people's memories are not their real memories? As you already know, my program gives you concepts that most other educational programs don't. I hope you'll find this one intriguing. For those of you who have poor memory, you are certainly not alone. Millions of otherwise healthy people around the world are forgetful on occasions, some more than others. But the good news is that you can boost your memory with the right techniques, and in this chapter, you will learn how to do this by mastering the mind memory technique that I use. It's not going to be easy, but acquiring the necessary knowledge to become a magnificent mentalizer requires discipline and commitment. However, all this effort will be so worth it in the end. Memories are made of this. Yes, this is the title of a famous song by Dean Martin, and I am bringing it up for a reason. Before learning specific techniques, you should know how memories are made. Like every other knowledge, memories live in your brain. How exactly the almighty brain organizes, encodes, and stores the memories is not yet completely clear. Neurologists and researchers are still trying to find out the details, but since we do know about the connection between the brain and memories, it makes sense to prep your brain so it can receive and register the information you commit to it in the most efficient manner. Feed and exercise your machine. So the first thing you should do, frequently and regularly, is exercise your machine, which is the brain. Seriously, because a sharp and alert brain will be much more able to register memories than a tired one that's turning to mush. Especially when our mind will need it to use it to recall the information. There are several ways to give your gray matter a good workout. Learn a new language. Do math in your head. Do brain twisters and teasers such as Sudoku, crossword puzzles, Rubik's Cube style puzzles, etc. Another activity that can improve the brain's physiological function is physical exercise. This may come as a surprise to you, but it's true. Regular exercise improves circulation and flow of oxygen-rich blood to the brain, boosting all its functions, including memory. So here's the first technique. Give your brain a workout by putting on your sneakers and hitting the gym. Now that you're fully exercised, make sure you eat the right food and get the right vitamins and minerals that are proven to provide food for your thoughts. We will discuss food behavior in other episodes, but overall, these mentioned activities, if done regularly, will keep the brain active and agile, maximizing its information processing capacity. Now, no worries. If you want ideas for brain exercises or to know what brain supplements I recommend, visit mentalizer.com/memory, and I'll be sure to add the crucial information there. We are going to go over 6 signs from 0 to 5, and we will continue to add another sign in each one of our future lessons until we reach 100. Once you will have 100 signs, you will be able to easily store and recall 100 different pieces of information in an instant and much more, so bear with me. Keep in mind that the number 0 will not be as useful as the other ones we will discuss, but I want you to have a sign for 0 as well. You will understand in the future how this will come into effect. Despite that, 1 to 5 will be an amazing added knowledge to your arsenal starting today. Keep following up with my method and try to concentrate on staying focused. Although you can keep learning memory techniques in other places, I encourage you not to. My guidance will soon become a collective group journey where you and my other students will build our memory system together. So don't be drawn to other methods at this stage. Each road sign we will pass will have a sound that will convert into a word we all know, as well as an image. This will be the mechanicals. It will be a permanent door that will always be there in our brain, and anytime we want to memorize something, we will open this door and generate a powerful enough impression that will be engraved in our mind memory. Remember, this impression is an illusion. It will not exist in reality, but our mind will store it for years to come, as our brain doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. It works on the exact same areas in your brain. We will learn more about this phenomenon in the future. As for now, let's just remember that the brain is the tool to access the mind for the long-term storage. Let's start creating our first 6 doors. Close your eyes and listen to my voice as I convert numbers into sounds. These sounds will vibrate on specific frequencies in your brain. As we will discover in the future, each frequency affects our brain differently. From delta to theta to alpha, beta, and gamma, these 5 frequencies affect our ability to learn and memorize. Let's begin. Door 0. 0. Visualize the circle that creates the 0. Z, Si, Za, Sa, Z, 0, Sa, 0, Za, Sa, Sa, Za, 0. Door 1. Visualize the number 1 in your mind as you hear the sound frequency that goes with it. Ta, Ti, Te, Da, Di, Di, Da, Ta, Da, 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 Ta. Ta and Da are phonetically very much the same. Keep your eyes closed. It doesn't matter if I keep vowels before or after the sound. Those doesn't matter and can be added as we please to emphasize the consonant. Ata, Ada, Ete, Ida, Udu, Ada, Ata, Ta, Ta, Da. Door number 2. See the number 2 in your imagination. Now listen. Na, Ne, Ni, No, Nu, Ni, Ana, Anan, Ena, Inni, Ono. Door 3. See the number 3. Ma, Me, Mi, Mo, Mu, Mi, Ham, Amo, Ami. Again, door 2. See number 2. Na, N. Door 3. Ma, M. Door 4. See the number 4 in your mind. Ra, Re, Ri, Ro, Ru, Re, Ra, Re, Ar, Ar, Ra, R. And the last door for today is door 5. See the number 5. Hello, lo, lei, la, le, li, lo, lu, el, hel, Allah. Open your eyes. Look at me. Let's recall those doors and see how we programmed our mind to hear numbers instead of logically analyzing them. Remember that our ears are one of 5 special tools that connect our senses to our brain and deliver them to our mind. When I said that we are about to convert number into sounds, I meant it. Our brain is logical, our mind is illogical, and our body is biological. Understanding this concept is a great start to reprogramming ourselves. Every sound we make is a result of us narrowing the flow of the air we breathe. The place of articulation of a consonant specifies where in the vocal tract the narrowing occurs. Say it with me and experience where the sound is being created. 0, za, sa. Say za, sa. Okay, you feel it? Za, sa. 1, ta, da. Feel how your tongue flips that area in your mouth. Ta, da. Number 2 is na. I feel how my tongue touches my upper teeth. Na. 3 is ma. No tongue at all here. The sound is created by our lips closing. Ma. Say it. Ma. Ma. 4, ra. The ra sound is a retroflex consonant. The tongue tip is curled backward in the mouth. 5, la. This is where we are placing the tip of our tongue just behind the front teeth and allow the air to go out, creating the la sound. So now you see why we use a few consonants for specific numbers like 0, sa and za are phonetically twins. And also for 1, ta and da are very similar and work on the same areas in our mouth. When we say better, as an example, we don't pronounce the T's in the middle of as T, like we don't say better, we say better, like a D. Ta and da are the same sound for this purpose. Moving on, we will now connect words to these doors. 0 will be soy. When was the last time you ate sushi and dipped a piece in soy? Remember, 0 is soy. However, as we will see in the future, the 0 door isn't used as much as the ones that will follow. 1 will be tie. We will connect door 1 to a tie. 2 will be ni. Remember, we are reprogramming our brain. Ni is written with a K, K-N-E-E. But our brain needs to learn to remember the sound of n and not how it is being written on a piece of paper. So door number 2 is ni, ni. Door number 3, represented by the letter M, M. So we will use the word aim. M, aim. Okay? Let's aim to remember these doors by heart. Door number 4 is R, Ra. We will attach the word ray to this door, ray of light. And door number 5 is L. So we will actually go with hell, the door of hell. Door 0, soy. 1, tie. 2, ni. 3, aim. 4, ray. 5 is hell. In the next few minutes, I want you to know your first 6 doors so well, you'll be able to say them from 0 to 5 and backwards without hesitation. And I promise you that soon these sounds will become second nature to you, and you won't even have to think about it. It'll just flow right out. This will become your biggest memory tool in the next few weeks. how to use what we just learned. Imagine you have a door for every number between 0 and all the way to 99. You will basically have 100 placeholders to use in order to store or register crucial information. By now, you know that our mechanical brain can't remember too much information, but our mind memory can. So, how do we attach a piece of information to our mind? Easy. We need to activate our LATEM, which is how I refer to the long-term memory cells. If you didn't watch the last episode, go ahead and watch it now. To do that, we need to create a feeling. Our mind talks differently than our brain. It requires a strong feeling associated with an image in order to store it for years. Remember this: thought without emotion will be stored in the brain, SHATEM. Thought attached to a feeling will be stored in the mind, LATEM. And this is where you will need a bizarre and creative thought. The more bizarre, the crazier you can get. The easier it will be for you to remember. It's like going out of your comfort zone. You don't want to, but only if you do, you'll get the result you really want. Same here. The more bizarre and out of the ordinary you can get, the better. And the more you practice this, the stronger your brain will get. You need to exercise your brain like a muscle. Make sure to feed it with the right food, nutrition, and minerals. So now, let's pick 6 random things and store them in doors 0 to 5. You will do the same with a website called perchance.org. So I'm going to choose 6 random objects and hit generate. Here's what we got: bottle of perfume, turtle, blow dryer, beef, book, and door. Okay, let me stop right here for a second and show you how the universe works. What just happened here is the way of the universe to tell you that you are in the right place at the right time. I mean, we are talking about how we create 6 doors to tap into our mind's deepest memory cells. And the 6th completely random word that the internet just offered me is door. Now this is completely random. Well, or is it? Because I have no control over this website, its content, and I literally just clicked the generate button, as you've all seen, and the universe just decided that the 6th word will be door. Now how phenomenal is the universe we live in? There's so much more for us to discover that we don't even have a clue about. So thank you, universe, for generating 6 objects with door as the 6th one. Hopefully it's a part of a 6th sense or something. But now let's explain how to use our 6 new doors. What we need to do is to create a bizarre visual to store these items in our mind memory. I will go over the doors just one more time, and I want you to try to remember what they are, as I will ask you shortly. So be ready to write them in the chat below if you're watching this during the premiere, okay? It's always fun to watch it during the premiere. And if you guys want to participate in my weekly premiere as they happen, jump to Mentalizer.com and sign up to be notified an hour before we premiere each lesson. Okay, again. Door 0 is soy. Door 1 is tie. Door 2 is knee. Door 3 is aim. Door 4 is ray. And door 5 is hell. We are starting with door 0, which is soy. Now, I want you all to imagine me dipping my sushi piece inside the soy plate and eating it and almost choking to death, seeing my friend laughing so hard as he just poured a bottle of perfume into my soy cup instead of the actual soy. You can imagine how devastating such a thing would be. And the taste in my mouth is simply horrible. I'm literally using all my senses to experience this situation, knowing that it'll take me probably years to forget this awful experience that just happened in door 0. What is door 1? You remember? Write it in our chat below. Go ahead. We will need to connect door 1 to a turtle, okay? So hopefully you all enter the door 1 is tie. You know how nobody really knows how to tie a tie, right? So in our case, we are going to help our best friend to tie his tie, but our best friend is a turtle. Now, can you visualize a turtle who is your size, wearing a beautiful suit, and you're coming to them and helping them tie their tie to complete their perfect look? You can imagine how weird this would be? Good. This is what your mind needs to help you retain this piece of information even in a month from now. Moving to door 2. Write in the chat below what door 2 is. The piece of information we will store will be a blow dryer. And the door is knee. And our knee is bleeding because we fell and we need to stop the bleeding. We usually put a band-aid on, but we can't find it in our bathroom. What we can find is a blow dryer. So we find ourselves drying the blood from our hurt knee with, you guessed it right, a blow dryer. We would hear the noise coming from the dryer. We would sense the heat as it burns our skin, and we are asking ourselves, who came up with this stupid idea? This is how we are engraving this memory into our mind. What is door 3, guys? Write it down in the chat, because this is the 4th object we will store in our deep mind memory cells. The 4th object is beef, and it goes into our aim door. I like to use this door by holding a gun and aiming at something. Now, a little disclaimer. I've never held a real gun in my life, and I have no intention of doing so. But because we need to create extreme visuals for our mind, I see myself holding this gun and aiming at something in order to shoot at it. For me, just the thought of holding a gun is a devastating one, so it already helps me make a big impression on my mind. So when I see the item I'm shooting at, which in this case is a piece of beef, and I can sense everything that happens to it when the bullet hits it, how it explodes, how different pieces of it are flying back towards me. The visual is very hectic and extreme. I will never forget aiming and shooting at a piece of beef. Aim and shoot, and it'll go directly into your mind's deepest memory zone. Write down what door 4 is, because the next object is going to be entered into the 4th location that we've created in our brain. The object is a book, and the door is the ray door. So now we have a book we are trying to read, and the ray of the sun is coming straight into our eyes, and we can't read because of the strong reflection. Oh, that's an easy fix. We go to the shade, but the ray follows us. No matter how much we are trying to hide, we can't seem to read the book. Everywhere we go, the ray of light follows us and blinds us, so we can't read that book. This is so weird, we think to ourselves. But what actually happens is that we just engraved another piece of information deep into a memory cell that will not be erased for a long time. Do you remember our last door for today? Door 5? Write down what it is. It will be the door that will store, funny or not, our last random object, which is nothing else but a door. Thank you, universe. So door number 5 is actually the door to hell. I like in my imagination to see the angel of death pointing towards this door, and I have to obey him, open the door to hell, and throw something in. In our situation, I'm actually throwing a door to burn in hell. And I can see how the door burns and burns. I can smell the smoke. I can see its color, creating a powerful memory that can easily be pulled by demand. So there you have it. We just used our 6 doors that we created to memorize 6 different objects, putting them in specific locations in our mind memory. From location 0 to location 5. Close your eyes. Let's test you. Door 0 is soy. I want you to recall what happened to me when I was dipping my sushi in my soy cup, and say out loud what was the object I was supposed to memorize. Good. It was a bottle of perfume. Now in door 1, which is tie, I was supposed to help a good friend to tie his tie, but my friend wasn't the ordinary person. It was say loud, correct. It was a turtle. Moving to door 2, which is our knee door, I got injured and ran to the bathroom to find a band-aid, though eventually I tried to heal my bleeding knee with what? Say loud. Yes, with a blow dryer. Door 3 is aim, like the letter M, and I was holding a gun in my hand. What did I shoot? You've got it right. It was beef. Door 4 is ray coming from the sun. What was the object that was affected by this ray of sun? Say loud. It was a book. And the last door number 5, is the door of hell. What did we throw to burn in hell? The universe made sure it'll be a door. What makes this system so powerful is the fact that you can pull any piece of information from any specific location. So if you only need to recall door 4, you'll be able to pull it in a second. Only need to recall what was in door 0? No problem. We reprogram your brain to think in a non-linear way, using other senses that our mind loves. Remember to remember. As I mentioned before, the process of training our brain to access our mind memory is a marathon. Every day you'll have a chance to practice. It will definitely help. Every week I'll introduce another door for all of us to practice together so we can expand our knowledge as a group. The only tip I can give you is to pay attention. As I already mentioned, you need to be aware, alert, focused, and use all your senses to create a strong memory so that the information you are committing actually lands in your mind and is properly registered. For now, I want you to work on memorizing doors 0 to 5. We will take it further next week. You might not need door 0 most of the time, as you will mostly start by memorizing objects or even people's names, and there is not such a thing as object 0 or person 0. But here's another fun thing. I'm going to give you homework. Your homework this week is to help us as a community to build a list of 3 famous people. Not just like random people. These people must be famous enough for most of my students to recognize them easily. The catch? Their initials must match our sound system. So I will start with 00, 01, and 02. You will do 03, 04, and 05. So the first one must have an initial of Sa or Za is the first name, and also Sa or Za is the last name, because we are taking the initials from the number 00. Okay, so it's going to be 00, 01, 02, 03, and we will have names of people based on this, and you will see how magnificent this will serve us in the future. Don't ask too many questions now. Trust me, this is going to blow your mind, and also it will also allow us to learn a lot of history together and use our brain to recall information about famous people, which will amaze a lot of our friends and family. So okay, I promised you that I'm going to get the first one, right? So it needs to be an S or a Z as the first name and an S or a Z as the last name, and I came up with Sylvester Stallone. 01 should be S or Z, and then the last name should be a T or a D. Okay, so I need to come up with another one. And the second person I came for 01, Saza Tada, Salvador Dali. Salvador Dali, that is 01. And my third and last one will be 0 and 2. Should be S or Z in the beginning, and the last name should start with an N. So before we all lose our gravity here, I came up with Sir Isaac Newton. Now it doesn't matter if you'll remember him by Sir Newton or Isaac Newton. Either way, the sounds are za and na. Remember, we don't care about vowels, such as the I that comes before the Isaac, right? So for Isaac, for us, it's still a za sound. So Sylvester Stallone, 00, Salvador Dali, 01, and Isaac Newton, 02. Now you come up with 03, 0405. Okay, so 03 will be Sa or Za as the first name, and something with M at the second name. Okay, Emily is M because we don't care about the E sound that comes before the M. Emily, right? Just an example. Then 04 will be Sa or Za, As, Esa, Eza, Iza, Izakiel, whatever you want. But the main consonant will start as an S or Z. And the other one, because it's 04, will be Ra, R, Ra. Okay? I don't want to give you ideas, but give me a name that has Sa or Za as the first name and Ra as the last name. And the last one is 05, which is S or Z to begin with, the first word, the first name, and then El, La, Larry, Ellie, whatever you want as the last name. Let's see what you come up with. So, please guys, I want you all to write your ideas in the comments below, and next week I'll choose the best ones. Okay? I really hope you found our weekly lesson valuable and that you will keep practicing as well as do your homework. My name is Ehud Segev. I am the Mentalizer. This lesson is not sponsored by anyone, so if you want to support me and help me make this world just a little bit better, you can start by buying one of my books on Amazon. Visit my website www.mentalizer.com for more information, and also check out mentalizer.com/memory to also see what I feed my brain to help me boost it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with your friends, and hit the bell button on YouTube to be notified of future lessons. It will also be so nice to see you on my social media channels, so simply search for The Mentalizer in one word, The Mentalizer, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I would love to be your friend. Until next week, bye-bye.